Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sai Kiran, and guys, today is day 1 in our Jenkins series, and for the next 2 to 3 days we are going to discuss about Jenkins itself only. If anyone is watching this series for the very first time, and if you doesn't know what exactly is CI, what exactly is CD, I would request you to watch the Azure DevOps day 1 video, guys, because in this video we have discussed what exactly is continuous integration or continuous deployment or continuous delivery, the differences, and also we have discussed about what is sprint, what is agile methodology. All this stuff we have discussed in the day 1 of Azure DevOps itself. So please do watch the video and then come back here if you doesn't know anything about CI CD or Jenkins. All right, but in today's session we are going to see something, what kind of strategies they are going to follow in the real-time environment when it comes to the CI/CD implementations or when it comes to the CI/CD configurations. See, we know that by taking the T2 micro instance or taking T2 medium instance, we can install Junkins here. All right, and then we can access it with the port 8080, and we can run the jobs whatever we want on this Jenkins server. But in real time, honestly, this is not the case, guys. See, I will tell you something. In real time, we'll be having multiple environments. Let's say in my previous organization, we do have development environment, and then pre-live environment, and then production environment. My pre-live and then development were on the different stage, and my production were on the different stage, not in the same stage itself only. All right, but here there is a condition. Someone from the development team, if they're triggering a job on Jenkins, it should run only on the development node, guys. And if someone is trying to run a job on pre-live environment, it should run only on the pre-live node, not on the master node. And if someone is trying to deploy a job on the production, it should run only on the production node itself only, because the configurations whatever is there is different for the development and then pre-live environment and the production environment. If I'm mentioning configuration, that means here T2 medium is fine for me, because these two are test environments only. All right, and here spot instances is fine. But when it comes to the production, it's not like that. I want m5 large, and this should be on demand instance. All right, but here the condition is the jobs whatever were running by the different teams, it should run dedicatedly on the particular node itself only. So how can I achieve this? And also one more thing you have to remember here. Let's say here some 50 jobs were running on a day, and here some 50 jobs were running, and here some 50 jobs were running. Almost 150 jobs were running on a single shot. So do you think alone T2 medium can handle? No. Why it cannot handle is, see, I need Terraform, I need Docker, I need let's say Java 17, and I need AWS CLI, and I also need PowerShell Azure CLI. All right, these were all agent configurations. So how can I install all these in T2 medium or T2 micro? It's not possible. So for development node, I will take some 50 GB of GP3 volume, and for the pre-live node I will take 70 GB of GP3 volume, and for production I will take 100 GB of IOPS for the better performance. All right, this is my requirement. Now how can I achieve this? There is something called in Jenkins which is master and then slave node, guys. So this is actually a real-time task. Make sure if you're watching this video to the practicals, don't ignore. All right, see, I will draw the diagram here. This is my master node. How you will call your EC2 instance as a master node? You have to install the Jenkins here first. All right, this will be my T2 medium with 50 GB volume. In today's session I'll take 20 GB only, but in real time I'm telling. And what else? This is medium and then 50 GB volume. And once after installing the Jenkins, if you log into the Jenkins by accessing with the 8080 port, under man is you will see something called nodes. All right, here you will nominate this as a master node, guys. Correct. Now the question is how my development and then production job should run in a different node. See, here we'll be creating one more node and we'll label it as dev node. I'll take T2 medium itself only in today's session, and I'll create one more node here. This is production node. I will also take T2 medium for this, which is 20 GB. 20 GB is enough. All right, so whenever a job is coming from this master node, it will not take the job, instead it will spread that job across to different nodes, dev nodes and then production nodes. How this is going to happen? In Jenkins we do have an option called label. We are going to follow all these settings. I'm going to show you all the configurations step by step, then you will be understanding everything clearly. All right, when running a job or when writing a groovy script in your Jenkins file, you are supposed to mention the labels appropriately, whether to run on the dev node or to run on the prod node. And also I can run these on branches level. If you're trying to push only from the development branch, then only this job is going to trigger. If you're trying to push from the production branch, then only this job is going to trigger on production branch. All right, this is something which is called as master and slave node concept in the Jenkins. All right, don't just slowly concentrate on projects, guys. The same thing I'm saying since the very first day in AWS. You are not going to do the projects alone. You will be working on different tasks. There will be very beautiful diagrams on Jenkins online I have seen. Let's say there are some 12 to 14 stages. No one will ask you to do this, do a task on this 14 stages. But if they are coming back to you that to configure some SonarQube using Terraform in this pipeline, that's where your task starts. You should do such kind of activities. Or let's say your developer is coming back and saying that I wanted to run this job only on the developer node, can you please write a groovy script? You have to write, and he will give you the application details, application GitHub link and everything. So you have to do it. Such level of activities you're going to get, and you have to do it. All right, don't just concentrate only on the projects. Now I will tell you one more scenario. This is one kind of setup. There is also another setup. If you wanted to follow, you can follow. um, let's say this is just like before. This is your master node, guys. All right, and this is T2 medium only. Let's think. Here you will be having the slaves. This is dev slave and this is prod slave. This is different setup. I'm not going to show you this practically. The before one I'll show you everything, how to implement and all. But I'm just saying for your understanding, if an interview, if they ask you, you can tell either this or that. All right, so you can use something called EFS here. Also you will attach on EFS. So by adding EFS, the advantage is common folders will be created, and this is the common folder. Let's say it's at etc under some xyz location, and whatever logs were there here, all the logs will be stored under this common directory itself only. So prod environment can watch what is there here, and then also dev environment can see what was there here. But this setup we are not going to do now. But for your understanding, we can also do such level of setups for the Jenkins master and slave node, where you can create EFS and then mount a volume in a common file share. Understand? So let's go and do some practicals, guys. So here is our console, guys. The very first step, I will create one T2 medium EC2 instance with 20 GB volume. Don't take less than 20 GB, take more than 20 GB itself only. And we need T2 medium, guys, because T2 micro is not sufficient. We are going to install number of tools in our agent, which is our Jenkins main node, master node. All right, so keeping such things in mind, make sure that you're taking T2 medium plus 20 GB volume. So I will mark this as Jenkins master and select Ubuntu. Select 22 and confirm I'll take T2 medium. If you want, you can also take T2 large, but take more than T2 medium, not less than T2 medium. Select, I will give my SecOps key, VPC, SecOps VPC, and then there is only one subnet here. Select security groups. I'll select my security groups. Now make sure that you're taking at least 20 GB of volume, guys, right? Why am I creating this instance is now I'm going to install all necessary tools. All necessary tools in the sense I will show you what exactly those were. um, is this the one? No, this is the code. Let me, yeah, this is the one. I'll just open this, open in terminal, code dot. See, I'm going to upload this file in our GitHub repository. Make sure that you're following step by step because I've written each and every step here. All right. So I will install all these tools like Ansible, Packer, Terraform, and then Jenkins, Java 17, Maven. All these things I'm going to install, and I'm going to create one AMI image of this instance, whatever we are creating here now. Once the AMI has been created, with the help of that AMI, I'm going to create two Jenkins slave nodes. One is for development and another slave is for production. All right, that's my plan. So now let's go and click on launch instance. Let it launch. So meanwhile, see, if you have already practiced the Azure DevOps, you will be knowing these steps already. The same tools, the same packages, whatever you are watching here, we have updated in the Azure DevOps agents. If you remember, for the like we have created one CI/CD pipeline there, and for the agent configurations, we have configured all these tools, whatever is there, AWS CLI, and then Azure CLI and everything. So now we are going to configure the same for the Jenkins agents also. So let me see, this has been okay. Select instance, running. I will select Jenkins master, copy the public IP. I will open in putty, Ubuntu paste your IP. SSH authentication credentials, browse, SecOps key, open. Accept. I will change the font size because it will not be visible for you. 14 and then yellow. Apply. Okay. Sudo su hyphen. Now follow the steps, guys. What was the steps here? Apt install unzip zq and then nettools, and then we are installing jdk 17 because see again, guys, I'm not going to run the entire code, not this, the application, whatever is there, I'm not going to do it because this session is something to show you how to create the master and slavery nodes, how to make sure that all the development jobs were running on the development slave and all the production jobs were running on the production slave. All right, this is not something which is related to the project deployment or something like that. All right, in tomorrow's session we are going to see the infrastructure management with Jenkins, and then we are going to run all this code. See, code in the sense this downloads, we are not going to run this. This is the same code whatever we have did in the Azure DevOps. All right, so let's follow the steps here to install the necessary tools. Sudo apt update apt install maven docker, and then we are giving the username and then changing the permissions. All right, I'll paste these three, enter. When running the commands, don't just copy paste and run all the commands. If you're copy pasting and running all the commands in a single shot, just make sure to remember what was the last command's output. If the last command output is printing here, then you can decide that it has taken all commands. Sometimes it's not going to take all the commands at a time. So now it should end with the docker because we have copied till here itself only. So once that is done, I'm going to create one user called admin CI, and then to that user I'm going to give the docker permissions, root permissions. Now Docker is installing. So I wanted to show you the architecture. Meanwhile, let it come. Just go to the downloads. Here it is, guys. So this is the master, and from the master this is the build queue, and here we are going to run it on the slave node. So this is dev slave and this is production slave. All right, in real time also you're going to follow the same strategies. We are not going to run. See, just imagine if you're taking T2 micro and if you're running 100 jobs, will it accept? No, it's going to fail because Docker has been completed successfully. Docker FNF version. See, T2 micro comes with only one CPU and then 8 GB memory, I believe. No, 6 GB, 4 GB memory. So it's not sufficient. So for that reasons, we are going to maintain master and slave concept. What was the next year? Give the permissions. Paste it. Okay, permissions added successfully. And then let's install the AWS CLI. Copy and then paste it. If you're doing the practical lesson, if you're watching this video, make sure using ChatGPT, and make sure whatever commands you are running manually, try to keep it under shell script, guys, if possible. Then it will be really helpful for you. Actually, I tried but ended up with so many issues, so I honestly don't want to spend much time on it. So I decided to do it manually itself. Okay, AWS has been installed successfully. User local bin, we are downloading the Terraform. All right, let's remove this unzip command. Okay, now just unzip Terraform. So once Terraform has been installed, remove that zip file. Unnecessarily it's going to take the additional space. Okay, once Terraform is done, just install the packer also. Copy, paste, unzip, give yes, rm-rf packer underscore zip file ls-al. Okay, Terraform is there. Let's seek Terraform -- version. Okay, Terraform is there. Let me mute this, guys, the sound. And packer version. Good, both were installed successfully. And we are going to install the document now. Just copy this and paste it here. So once this has been completed, if anyone has followed my Ansible session, they will be definitely knowing why we are following these steps here, because we are going to create one user called Ansible admin, guys. See, here it is. All right, so for that reasons we are going to default, I mean, keep this host key checking as false. If the host key checking is true, then this user will not be having proper access to do the activities. So for that reasons we are keeping this host key checking as false itself only. So let it come. So once this is installed, then we can get into the etc and then ansible.cfg file, and then we can do the necessary modifications. Okay, Ansible has been installed successfully. Ansible -- version. Okay, now cd etc Ansible ls-al. Okay, here is the configuration file. Let's not do the changes directly on this configuration file in real time also, guys. If you're doing any changes on the service file or configuration file, don't just do it directly on the current file. Just copy this file to somewhere, because this will be a backup if anything happens to the existing file, right? So now I'm going to follow the same here. See, copy Ansible to the config, I mean, backup file, config file, paste it, cp. Okay, it has been copied. Now Ansible -f copy, paste it here, and Whatever output is coming, I'm going to write that output to the ansible.config. Now get into the ansible.config. See, control W and check for host key checking. See, this is the one. Just turn this as false, not true. Control X, Y. Done. It has been saved. And what's next? Create a Ansible user. All right. So till Ansible user mkdir change ownership, change mode, and then we are touch using touch. We are going to create one file. Change ownership, user mode. Till here you can copy paste directly, guys. It's gonna work. Paste it, enter. Okay, done. Echo ssh-ed. See here, make sure that you're copy pasting your private key here. All right, so for that, let's come back here and run ssh-keygen. Enter. Done. Cat. Oh, I'm sorry, not the private key. You are supposed to enter your public key, guys. I'm sorry. .pub. Enter. See, this is the key you have to enter there. Copy this key, come back here and paste it here. Oh, we did a mistake. See, this is the problem. Do it carefully. Okay, paste it, save it. Now just remove this. This one was not required. That's all. Save it. Anything is there? No. I will just copy this command. Done. Okay, it has been created successfully. Now create one user called Ansible admin and give the access to that Ansible admin user. Good. What was the next step here? Install Trivi. All right. So let's get into the cd user local bin. Cd user local bin. We are not going to run anything on the Trivi now, but I'm just showing you, just like Trivi, if you wanted to install any other tools, you should know the configuration, how to do it. Wget. Now -i, enter. Good. Trivi is also installed successfully. And see, reboot the system for configurations. Once it is up, then take AMI and wait till the AMI has been created. All right, then only install the Jenkins. Don't rush, guys. Just reboot now. Just enter here, reboot. Wait till this was up. Once this has been up, just come back here, select the instance, select the actions, and image and templates, create image. All right, so let's wait for it. Once it is back, I will just restart. Once it is back, then we can create one AMI image, and AMI image will absolutely take more than 3 minutes. Actually it will take 4 minutes. So let's imagine more than 3 minutes is gonna take. Wait till it gets completed. Once it is completed, then come back to this document again and start installing Jenkins. Again, we are not going to access Jenkins in an HTTP way. We are going to access Jenkins in a secure way, HTTPS. So for that, we are going to follow some cert board certification methods here. This is not the regular way, guys. This is the quite different way. I will show you how to do it. And also we are going to install all these necessary plugins in the Jenkins. All right. Okay, this was up. Just give the password. Good. Just enter sudo su hyphen ansible admin. See, we have successfully logged into the Ansible admin and just try to run Docker ps. Good, it's working. Terraform. Yeah, it's working. Nice. So just give watch ls. Now come back here to the instance, select actions, image and templates, create image. I'm going to name this image as Jenkins master. Description also same. Don't do any changes, let it be everything, leave it as it is, and then click on create instance. If you come back here and if you refresh, you can able to see the Jenkins master image. It's going to take 4 minutes, guys. Let's wait for it. Yeah, this is the one. Copy and then paste the name. Okay. So once this has been created, then we can proceed with the next steps as documented here. So meanwhile, let it come. We are going to create DNS record for Jenkins. We are going to create a record for the JFrog, and then also SonarQube. We already do have the SonarQube and then JFrog here. Just refresh. So I will open Route 53. I'm not going to create for the SonarQube and then JFrog because we know it already. We have seen how to create the records for the SonarQube and then JFrog. So here in the Jenkins, I'm not creating anything. I'll just create one record for the Jenkins because this is more into Jenkins and it's master and slave node, guys. So let's delete all the unnecessary things. Jenkins.cloudvishwakarma.in dev acme delete records. Good. Now create record. Simple routing. Next, define simple routing. I'm going to name this as Jenkins.cloudvishwakarma.in IP and then give the IP address of your Jenkins master nodes. Copy this and paste it here. Define simple record. Create records. So let it come. It's gonna take some time. Meanwhile, let's see if it is completed or not. It's still in pending. It's still in pending. Let it come, guys. Once this is back, then we can do it. Okay. If you watch here, our AMI has been up. All right. Now it's up. Yes. Good. Just come back here and try to restart and log in again. Sudo su hyphen. What was the next step here? We are supposed to install the Jenkins. Create DNS records. We have already created the DNS records for Jenkins. And so let's install the Jenkins. Copy. Paste it here. Sudo apt-get update. With this command, we are going to check whether the version was available or not. 2.426.2. It should be available, hopefully. Yes, it is there. And sudo apt-get install Jenkins. Paste it. So it's going to install the Jenkins, and once it has been installed, we shall log into the Jenkins and we'll make sure that we are installing these plugins: AWS Steps plugin, Docker plugin, SonarQube scanner, Blue Ocean. We are going to monitor our Jenkins jobs from this Blue Ocean, multi-branch scan webhook trigger, and then Slack notification if you wanted to implement any notification for the pipelines, and then Ansible. So let's come back here. It's still going on. Imagine this as an sprint activity, guys, where it's going to get from one of the developer or some of the front end teams or middleware teams that they need some CI/CD space to develop the application whatever they are working on for the development environment or for the production environment, then you should be able to follow this activity, not just creating T2 micro and then just installing Jenkins and Java and all this stuff. No, it's not the way. You have to follow these practices, but in real time you're going to do it everything on the private subnet itself only. So let's run watch ls. Before that, let's systemctl status Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins is up and running. Watch ls. Let's go and access Jenkins now. Jenkins.cloudvishwakarma.in:8080. It's going to take some time. It's taking HTTPS. We want HTTP only. If it is not working from here, just leave it. Open from the private browser. Continue to the site. Copy. Cat. Continue. Install suggested plugins. If you are not taking the right version, then what will happen is whatever plugins you are watching here, everything is gonna fail, guys. So make sure that you are taking the version which is compatible with the application whatever you're working on. For example, um, let's say if I'm working on Java Spring Boot, so there it includes Java 17 and then Maven and then some other packages and dependencies. So with those dependencies and package, your Jenkins version should also match. So how to check that? You should go to the GitHub official documentation, and from there you have to check the compatibility matrix or something. Username and all, just skip and continue as admin. Jenkins http colon double slash yes. Um, just click not now and start using Jenkins. So once after you are inside the Jenkins, as said before, we need to install these plugins. Just come back here again. Go to the manage Jenkins. Dismiss and select plugins. Where is plugins? Here is the plugins, available plugins. So aws steps, docker, aws steps, yes, docker. What's next? SonarQube scanner, blue ocean. SonarQube scanner, blue ocean, and multi-branch scan webhook trigger, Slack notification, and then Ansible. Slack notification, Ansible. All right, the plugin is up for adoption. We are looking for new maintainers. Okay, just click on install, guys. It's going to take some time. So what was the next step? Once it is done, see, reboot the Jenkins server, then update the SSL certificate following below. All right, so let's wait till it gets completed and then we can reboot the Jenkins server. Still pending. Okay, everything was successful here. Just enter reboot. Try to log in back again. snap install, and make sure you're changing your email here, guys. This is my email, and whatever domain is there, you can pass the domain here. Just copy this and paste it. So just give yes and copy this acme challenge. This is for authentication, whether if it's you or not. Route 53, hosted zones, cloudvistakarma.in. Let's create one record. Simple routing. Next, define simple record. Paste acme challenge, and here you need to select the text record, IPv4 or any text, and then copy this text record, paste it here, guys. Define simple record, create record. So wait till the status here showing as approve or sync, then only you can come back here and you can give enter. So let's refresh this and see. Okay, it is showing as in sync. Good. Now just come back the putty and just give enter. It's going to provide one certificate. Now here is the certificate, in this location it is. All right, just come back here, get into the directory /etc let's encrypt live cloud.in, then run the below commands. So I will copy this cd/etc let's encrypt live cloud.in, enter, and then run this. Give the password. I'm going to give the password as this one only, India@123. You can give whatever you want. Enter, enter. Now convert into JK certificate. Copy this, enter. Give the password again. Same password I'm giving. I'm not giving anything new. India@123. The JK's keystroke uses a proprietary format. It is recommended to migrate to PK12, which is, this is just a warning. You can ignore this, but this has been synced properly. And what was the next command here? Sudo copy Jenkins server.jks to var lib Jenkins, and then change ownership to the Jenkins user. All right, just copy the both commands and paste it here. Done. Nano. No, not this one. Nano lib systemd system cd library cd library slash systemd system ls-al nano Jenkins service will be there. I don't know why it is not working from there directly. A B C D F G H I J I H I J. Yeah, this is the one. Paste it and come down, guys, completely. You can environment Jenkins var environment Jenkins port. You can enter anywhere. I will just copy paste here. Environment d Java. Just copy this, whatever is there, and then paste it over there. Copy, paste it. Control X Y. Done. And what was the next step? Echo Junkins and check the status of the Junkins. Okay. Let's run this. Creating a user called Junkins and giving the full permissions. sudo systemctl restart Jenkins and sudo systemctl status. Okay, it shows active and running. Fantastic. Now the task is we need to check whether the Jenkins can be accessed in a secure way or not. It should be in a HTTPS way. I'll close this tab. I will just queue jenkins.cloudvishwakarma.in, give https :/8443 guys. Good. See, I can able to access my Jenkins in a secure way. Just give admin. And where was my file located? cd I forgot the, let's go up, or else I'll do one thing. This is the one. Cat, copy this key and come back to the Jenkins server and paste it. Keep me signed in, sign in. Now one task is done. Whatever is there on the infra side, this was done. Now we need to do on the Jenkins application side or Jenkins server side. So we are going to create two nodes now. One is for slave, another one is, I mean, two slave nodes. One is for dev and another one is for prod. So we are going to add those two slaves to our Jenkins master node. So in this case, master node is not going to take any kind of work, and it's going to pass all the build jobs whatever is there to the slavery nodes. So that's the goal. This part is done. Now come back to your Jenkins. Let's go to the manage Jenkins. Come to the credentials. Where is the credentials? Here is the credentials. Select system and select global credentials unrestricted and add credentials. So select SSH username here, username with the private key, and scope is global Jenkins node itself only. ID I will give slave access, slave hyphen access. Description also same. Username I will give Ubuntu and select trust username. Oh, not this one. Enter directly. So make sure that you're entering your PEM key here, guys. See, I'm going to stop sharing for some time and I'm going to add my PEM key here. Mine. So I just added my PEM key here. Phrase, you don't need to give any passphrase. Just click on create. That's all. All right. So once this is done, now I need two servers, guys. Let's go back to the AMI. Here is my AMI, and this is the one, right? Jenkins master. Just click on launch instance. I'll give two instances. I will name this as prod slave. Later I will change this to dev slave. It's going to deploy two instances for now. Scroll down. No, it's not T2 micro. I want T2 medium. T2 medium. SecOps key. VPC. Select existing security group. Default. 20 GB is fine. Scroll down two instances. Click on launch instance. So go back to the instance again. Make sure you are changing the name, guys. One is prod slave, right? Another one should be dev slave. Done. So let it come. Meanwhile, we are going to get on to the Jenkins and we'll make sure that we are adding these two nodes, prod slave and then dev slave, to our Jenkins nodes. Just come back here, manage Jenkins. Scroll down, you will see something called nodes here. See nodes, and then add nodes, which means select new node, and then I'm going to give the node name as dev slave. Select permanent agent and then create. dev slave description also is same. Number of executors, which means number of jobs you can give. For now I'm just giving 2, you can give as many as you want. And I will give the location as home Ubuntu. All right. And labels, I'll name this as development. Usage, use this node as much as possible. Launch methods, launch via agent SSH. And yeah, select launch via agent SSH. Only build jobs with this label expression. See, this is very important. What exactly this is saying is, I will show you the code right now, whatever code we are going to work on today. It's a small code, guys. It's just going to check whether the versions were matching or not. That's all, nothing more. But for reference, I will show you the code how exactly it looks like. So if I select Jenkins here, see, on branch development and then on branch production, and we'll be also having the labels here. See, label prod and then label dev. So whatever labels you are giving here appropriately, on that label the job is going to run. All right. First, make sure that you're copying the development private IP, not the public IP. So this is my private DNS for the development dev slave, and I will copy and paste it here. Credentials, just give the Ubuntu slave access credentials. And host key verification, um, non-verifying strategy, advanced port 22, fine. So anything is left, scroll down. Agent, keep this agent online as much as possible. Let's come back here and check if anything is wrong. Dev slave, number of executors, remote directory, home Ubuntu, labels, dev, usage, only build with label expression matching this node, launch agent via SSH, host key, and then host key verification, no host key verification. Okay, port, and then good, everything looks good. So let's save this. So once after this has been saved, just come back and you can check whether if everything is good or not, whether this has been added or not. See, agent has been successfully connected. All right, just come back to the nodes again. In the same way, let's go and add the production also. So I'm going to give prod slave. Instead of permanent agent, I will select copy existing agent node and just give the previous one. See, and it's going to take the previous one, but make sure that you're doing the changes, guys. This is prod slave, so change it to prod slave. Home Ubuntu, this is not dev, this is prod. And what was the IP you have to give here? You have to give your production IP. This is my development slave, this is my prod slave. Private IP I have to copy and paste the private IP here. Credentials, slave access, good, this is the same one. And host key verification, advanced port 22. And keep this agent online as much as possible. Disable, nothing was required, just click on save. So just come back to the logs and see where are the logs. Here it is, whether if it has been a, yeah, agent was successfully connected and then online. If I go to the nodes, I can able to see two nodes here, guys. One is dev slave, another one is prod slave. Both were added successfully. All right, now we also need the GitHub access. Why we need the GitHub access is, we are going to keep our code in the GitHub itself only, and we are going to keep it under private repository, not under the public repository. All right, so just come back to the putty here, su-jenkins su-jenkins. See, we are in the Jenkins now. Just run ssh-keygen, enter, 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 enter. on Jenkins server. You're going to copy the private key here, but just go back to the Jenkins server, dashboard, manage Jenkins, scroll down, go to the credentials, select system, global credentials, add credentials. Here select username with the private key. All right, and ID I'm going to give GitHub Access. Username, give the same description. Username I'll give Jenkins. Scroll down. Now enter the text directly. Copy the private key, guys, not the public key. All right, you have just created one keygen, right? Just cat and copy the private key. This is your private key. Public key, where we are going to add? Public key we are going to add under the GitHub repository, not here. All right, copy it and then just run watch ls. Come back here and paste the key here. Good. Nothing you need to change. Just simply click on create. That's all. So Jenkins key we have added, and then also we added the GitHub keys. So as I said before, I will close this. There is no more work with this. It is already done. I will upload this in our GitHub repository. Don't worry, and I will close it. This is actually the test code, guys. See, if you wanted to test the application, the Spring Boot Java application, we do have so many stages here. SAS testing, just like what we have followed on the Azure DevOps, the same code was here and it is working also. So if you wanted to test in the development environment and if you wanted to test in the production environment, you can still access this code and do the testings. I'll upload this also in the on our GitHub repository, but for now we don't need all these, guys. Honestly, it's a waste of time. I'll tell you why. This session, as I said before, this is something on how to create the high availability nodes using master and slave concept. So for that, I wanted to test whether the job is running on the development environment or not, and the job is running on the production environment or not. That's all I need. I don't want anything more. Okay. um, is a none verification. Okay, these are the test commands: Java version, Terraform version, Packer version. All right. Okay, now if you come back here, we have created, oh, it got signed out. We have created two instances, correct? One is for production, another one is for the development. So now let's create two different records for the two different slaves. Sign in again. So why I am creating the records for the dev slave and then prod slave is, so once after the deployment, whatever application developer is going to deploy, those gonna deploy in these instances itself only. So I don't want to access the application with the help of this public IP. Instead, I will access it with the DNS name. So for that reasons, I'm going to create two records. One is for the development slave, one is for the production slave. Next, define simple record. I will name this as dev.cloudvishwakarma.in. Select IP address. What was the development IP? Just copy the development IP here and then paste it. Define simple record. Define simple record again. Now this is for prod IP. And what was the production IP here? Just copy the production IP and paste it here, guys. Paste it and define simple record, create records. All right, now we also need the SonarQube token. If you remember, we already do have the SonarQube instance here. See, wait, I will show you how to do it, but if you are testing this code, if you wanted to test this code, whatever is there here, it should be useful for that. So for that reasons, I'm going to enable the SonarQube and also prod SonarQube JFrog Maven. Yep, this is the one. Start instance. Here we do have the SonarQube. Copy. Let's create one record for the SonarQube also, because I don't want to access it with the IP address. Next, define simple record. Again, if you're not creating, developer is going to come back and they're going to ask you, how can I access my SonarQube? SonarQube.cloudishkarma.in, and then define simple record, create record. Go to the private browser. It's going to take some time. SonarQube.cloudishkarma.in. You have to give 9,000. It's not going to work. Colon 9,000. Yep. Admin password I forgot. Oh my god. Very nice. I forgot the password. Yes, it worked. Okay. So now I will simply enter administrators security. I will go to the users and select tokens. I'm going to create one token here and I'll name this as Junkins. No expiration, generate. Copy this key, guys. We need this key. So once after this has been created, just come back to the Jenkins. Here is my Jenkins. Go to the manage Jenkins. Scroll down. Go to the credentials. Go to the system. Global credentials. Add credentials. And here text with secret. Here it is, secret text, and copy the secret here. Whatever you have copied there, paste it here, and ID, I will name this as SonarQube hyphen token. See, if you are giving SonarQube hyphen token here, SonarQube hyphen token, done, and simply click on create, guys. That's all. So once this, now go to the manage Jenkins, scroll down and go to the system. You have to add the SonarQube server here. Just give Control F and give SonarQube. Yeah, this is the one. Add SonarQube name. First give the URL. This is my URL. Copy and paste the URL here. Just remove and http://SonarQube authentication token, SonarQube token. This name, whatever is there, just go back to your script, guys. In the script, we already do have the name. So this is SonarQube stage, and this is the key you have to give. SonarQube dev. We do have two keys. I mean, we do have two names. One is for SonarQube dev, and the other one is for SonarQube prod. All right. Add SonarQube again, and now I'm going to give the same for the SonarQube prod. Don't get confused. I will show you. See, we are running the SonarQube stage on development environment, and we are running the SonarQube stage on production environment also. See, so for that reasons, So for that reasons I'm giving the SonarQube name two times. SonarQube dev is a small letter. Let's come back here. This is prod, this is with the big letters. So give the naming convention as it is. Yeah, this is small letter only, let it be. SonarQube. URL, copy the same URL. Anything is there? Nothing. Now apply and then save it. So let's come back to the SonarQube again. Just select project, not project, select administrators, configurations, webhooks, create webhooks, give the name. I'll give the name as Junkins webhook, and the URL just give http:// you have to give the Jenkins master IP here. All right, just go back. Here is my Jenkins master IP. Paste it. Is it correct? Jenkins master, yes. Paste it. Colon 8080 slash SonarQube hyphen webhook. And then any secrets? No secrets was required. Just click on create, guys. It has been created successfully. So once done, change the settings.xml also. We'll be having one file called dev-settings.xml. You can also change that here. All right. So just save it. Now I'm not doing any changes here because this is not part of our task today. I'm just saying, if in your case you'll be having one settings.xml, if you have watched the Azure DevOps videos, and there we'll be having one JFrog URLs. You need to change the JFrog URLs accordingly. Okay, so once the above this part is done, create one private GitHub repository. Just come back, and I'm going to push all the code to the private GitHub repository itself only. GitHub. So Jenkins blueprint. This is no, here it is. Here Git was there. Git is there. Very good. Let's go to the folder and delete the Git. Yeah, this is the one. Shift delete. Yes. Okay, this has been deleted. Now Git was not there. Okay, good. I will create one repository here. Copy and then paste it. Private repository, create repository. Just run this command. Git remote add origin. No, first you have to run git init. Git remote add, git status, git add dot, git commit -m, and initial code, git push origin, master. Just push everything there. So just go back and check. Once this has been pushed, we need to do one small modification here. we need to add the webhooks, because whenever my developer does changes on the GitHub, automatically a job should run. For that I need to trigger one, create one webhook. Actually, go to the settings, go to the webhooks, add webhooks, just create the webhook here. See, http colon double slash jenkins.cloudvishwakarma.in colon 8080 multi-branch webhook trigger and invoke token equals to webhook token. Give the URL as it is, guys. Whatever I have given, this was given to the previous GitHub repository and it is reflecting the same. So make sure that you're following the same strategy here. All right, and no secrets here. Make sure that you're disabling the HTTPS SSL certification, because we do not have the SSL certificate for the 8080. We do have SSL certificate for the 8443. So it's okay, it's fine, but in you can select disable not recommended. Which event should you like to trigger the webhooks? Just the push event, okay, active, and then add webhooks. So it's going to test and it's going to give you one green color mark here. All right, which means it is good. If not, it's failed. If it is failed, you're going to see some error here. All right, so let's go to the pipeline now. Let's come back here. Also, I'll come back to the deploy keys, add deploy keys. Just copy paste the public key here. Now, before you have copied one private key, right? Now you have to copy the public key just for the authentication. Paste it, Control X, Control Y, allow write access, add key. Done. Watch ls. Just come back to the GitHub and create one pipeline, guys. New item. I will create one multi-branch pipeline. I will give this as testing 001, testing multi-branch pipeline. Okay. So branch source, I will give git project repository. Just come back to the repository, whatever you have created, Jenkins prod, copy the SSH one, not the HTTPS one, and paste it here and give the GitHub access. This is the one, Jenkins GitHub. Now under general, we'll be having the display name here. Give the display name is name as whatever you want, guys. Like I'll name this as Junkins test. Jenkins slave test. GitHub, fine. Um, go to the build configurations, and here mode by Jenkins file, script path Jenkins file itself only, scan by webhook, trigger token. So from where you have to get this token is, see, if you come back to the GitHub, whatever token you have given under the webhooks, you have to copy the same token here. Just click on it. See this last one, webhook token. Just copy that webhook token and see, paste this here, webhook token. And also we have already copied the public key under the deploy key, so we don't need to do this now. See, already public key was there, which means authentication was done. Okay, just come back here and then apply, save it. So for the first time it's going to run the job and it's going to fail also, so you can ignore that. It's going to just run one failed job, guys. Don't worry about it. So once this part has been completed, just go to the dashboards. Just go to the security. Where is the security? Here is the security. And under security, you will find something called Git host actually. You have to select no host key verification. Git. Mm, yeah, here it is. Git host key verification. Select this as no host key verification. All right, and apply and then save. I will just go back to the build configuration again. Jenkins configure branch source git. Okay, everything is good here. Then save it. So let's come back here, guys, and let's come back to the what was the branch here? Git branch master git checkout -b development. All right, now once you're in the development branch, because it's going to work only on the development branch, it's not going to work on the other branch. Like production also it's going to work, but only two branches it will work. One is on the development push, another one is on the production push. Because see the labels here, label equal to dev on the development branch, label equal to prod on the production branch. Got it? So just come back here and I will run one command for the empty commit. Git commit -hello -empty -m add initial commit git push origin development. Enter. Hopefully it should run only on the development environment. See, immediately it has been started. Where it has been started, just wait. Dev slave, refresh, development, it has been started. See, on the dev slave. This is actually, it should start before. I don't know why it got delayed. When you are doing some configurations on this particular branch, it should automatically run and then it should fail. But now it is running, it's fine, no worries. One job is already running on the development. Just open in a blue ocean. See here on the development, it was succeeded. Success, end of pipeline. Now I'll do the same thing. Just come back here and I will create one branch called production. Enter. It switched to the production now. Git branch hello empty commit git push origin production. Let's come back to the jobs here first and we'll see the versions, packer version and terraform version and ansible version, java version, maven version. See the jobs here. So it should be running only on the development environment. If I go to the dev slave, build history, it should show. I'll just refresh here. Status, come to the dashboard again. Let's wait here and I will push the job again I'm pushing it to the production now. See, once after pushing it to the production, it's going to run on the production. Just wait for it, it's going to reflect here. See here, prod slave, it is running. Got it? It's not running on dev, it's running on prod because I pushed it on the prod. First master has taken the job, and it using this whatever image is there here. I will show you. See, first master has taken the job here, and in the build queue it has been pushed to the master slave accord, I mean production slave accordingly. Just come back here and build history. Jenkins slave 1 2 3 36 seconds. This is the recent one, and this job is also successful. See here, go to the logs. Maven version, Java version, Terraform version, Packer version, everything was successful. All right, so this is what I wanted to show you guys, and let's do one more change on the development and see, because before we didn't observe properly. I will run the same command, save it. Oh, I did changes on. I'll do one thing, git stash mm, git checkout development, git branch development branch, save it. Development, first master node is going to take the job. See, Jenkins slave test, and now it's going to reflect on the dev slave node. See here, it's running on the dev slave because we have pushed this to the dev slave itself only. That's why it is running there. All right, that's all guys. I hope you have understood. If you do have any doubts, you can put it in the comment section. And guys, please let your friends know that we have started the Jenkins series. And if anyone is watching this video for the first time, I would request you to do the practicals, and also please subscribe to the channel guys. Have a nice day everyone. Don't terminate anything here, just come back. And where is my instance? I will just stop the instance. You can just stop it guys. You don't need to terminate anything here. Just select and then stop it. So tomorrow we are going to work on the same. Just stop. That's all. All right. Don't delete any of these records also. Just keep it as it is. And tomorrow we are going to see how we can manage the infrastructure with Terraform and then Jenkins pipelines. And later we'll see something like EFS for the shared volumes or shared library. So such kind of activities you're going to get on Jenkins. So try to skill up on those. Now we have did one activity, right? You can easily mention 2 to 3 pointers in your resume with these activities, not just like 15% reduction on all these points, something like that. You can tell them that you have been part of preparing a POC of master slave node and implemented on both different environments like production and then non-production environment after the approvals of clients. So you should create a pointers like that in your resume using such kind of activities. All right, um, that's all. See you in the tomorrow session guys. Bye bye, have a nice day.